Good morning, everybody. This is Lance Castaneda from Solely Fit, Fitness for the Soul. So today we're gonna go through a flow for our lower back relief. So our hips are connected directly to our lower back, so we're gonna work on a little bit of hip mobility as well. So with 2020, now we're 2021, with 2020 as it was, a lot of people were forced to go home either jobless or working long hours from home. So that means we're probably sitting for a good chunk of our day. So with that being said, we may have tighter hips than usual. Maybe we've already had tight hips and it's getting worse. So the tighter our hips are gonna be, the tighter our lower back is gonna be. It's just gonna pull on our lower back since they're directly connected. So first thing we're gonna do before we even start to flow, we're gonna get a foam roller. Now this is optional. You can flow without foam rolling before, but I like to foam roll before because it relaxes my muscles before I go and start stretching them, allowing me to get more out of my flow and allowing me to even breathe more into those certain areas and muscle parts. So without further ado, if you want to skip this part, go ahead and skip it and we can get into the yoga flow. Otherwise, we're gonna grab our foam rollers. Now, the first thing that we're gonna do, as you know, we speak about our hips being directly connected to our lower back, we're gonna roll out our hips first. So we're gonna do 3 areas of our bodies. We're gonna do our hips, we're gonna do our glutes, namely our piriformis muscle, which is like right in the middle of your butt cheek. You got one on each side. And then we're gonna do our lower back as well. So let's get started on the hip. So if you have pants on or something with pockets, it's an added bonus because it's gonna be a good reference point. The first part we're gonna roll out. So if you can find the top of your pocket or where your pocket would be if you're not wearing pockets. We're gonna go from the top of that pocket area and move maybe 3 inches. So it's right under your pelvis bone. So it may take you a while to find it. We don't want to be flat on our side, so it's not here. Now you may feel something here. It's not here. You're gonna see me roll this way a little bit. So I'm just kind of rolling out, examining, seeing what's in there. If there's anything tender or tight, it's probably a trigger point, and we want to just relax on that area. So, okay, I feel something here. 30 seconds, I'm just gonna hold this. Not moving the muscle, I'm just gonna hold this. All right, so this is my left hip. I'm gonna find 2 spots on my left hip and hold it for 30 seconds. So say this is where I started for the first bout of my rolling out. Once that 30 seconds is up, then maybe I roll a little bit more this way. Maybe I go up a little bit, maybe down a little bit. Find another spot, 30 seconds. So you're gonna do your left side, then you're gonna do your right side. So I'm just gonna breeze through these so you guys can kind of see where we're gonna roll, and you can pause the video before you get into your foam rolling or before you get into your flow. So did my left hip, pretend I did my right hip. Now the next thing we're gonna do is our glutes. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna sit square on our foam roller, just like this. I'm sitting right on my foam roller, just like this. Now my hands are gonna be behind me for support, just like this. All right, so we're gonna do 1 butt cheek at a time, 1 at a time. So the way I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna start on my right cheek. So that means I'm not only gonna have to shift this way, but to open that muscle up a little bit more, I'm gonna put my right ankle over my left knee. And if that's not possible, then you can kind of just try to wing out your knee just like this on the ground, or just get as high as you can. But if you can get your ankle on top of your left knee, then you're gonna shift towards your right side. So whatever side you wanna work on, that same leg is gonna figure 4 over the other leg. My other leg right here, this is my left leg, nice and bent, this is my support. And very oftentimes you're gonna find something immediately when you start to roll on your glutes. So again, find something, I feel something right here, 30 seconds, I'm just gonna chill out, release, sip some tea, And then once 30 seconds is up, find one more spot on that same butt cheek, and then I'm gonna switch sides, roll towards my left side. Bam. Just like that. Kind of explore, find it, lock it in, 30 seconds. Okay? So, we did our hips, we did our glutes. Now we're gonna do our lower back. So what we're gonna do, so just for reference, we have our spine, everyone knows that. We got our spine right down the middle of our back. So on each side, right here, I have a strap of muscle right here, and I have a strap of muscle on the other side of my spine. So those are our primary lower back muscles. We want to loosen those up a little bit. Now, just forewarning, you don't want to roll out your lower back every single day, and you don't want it to be super loose, because we need our lower back to have some structure. That's what's helping us stay upright. So we don't want to just be loose and limp and gumpy, because we're not going to have any posture at all. So, but just to relieve pain and just to get like a quick bout of relief, it's great to do every once in a while. So with that being said, of having a strap on each side of my spine, you can start flat on your back, and then you want to roll onto a strap right here. So it's going to be more of at an angle than just flat on your back. So I'm here, and maybe find something a little lower, 30 seconds there. Once you finish that 30 seconds, maybe go higher, maybe go lower, a little bit more to the side, maybe a little bit more to the inside, just find something. So 2 spots on each side of the strap of your muscles. So 2 spots, 30 seconds each. Breathe into your trigger points, nice and smooth. So we finished the foam rolling. So again, pause it if you need to pause it so you can get your foam rolling in. Now, for our flow, it's gonna be a mild beginner's flow. It's just gonna be for pure relief. Not doing anything crazy, no handstands today, maybe tomorrow. But what you may wanna have with you is a belt or a strap of some kind. Something long, something that can, is a little flimsy and you can kind of keep it tight. Like if you had a piece of licorice, it's not gonna work. It's probably not long enough. So just get something that's nice and stable, like a belt or something like that, and a yoga block. So it's not mandatory, but we're gonna work with those today just so you guys can see what we're gonna, how we can use these things to help our lower backs. So without further ado, we're gonna flow. So take the time to find your mat. We're gonna start on hands and knees. So this is our tabletop position. So hands right under our shoulders, knees right under our hips. My core is engaged, so I'm kind of vacuum sealing ever so slightly my belly button up towards my spine. Right here, good, nice long neck. My chin is tucked. Now we're gonna breathe, exhale, tuck the chin, pressing my hands so I can round my back to the sky. Cat position. And then we're gonna inhale, fill our lungs, bring our heart forward, drop our belly, lifting our hips for cow. Exhale, tuck the chin, press away for cat. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your hips go to the sky for cow. 2 more times at your own pace. Follow your breath. Exhale. Inhale for for cow. Exhale. Squeeze all the lungs squeeze all the air out of your lungs. Inhale. Beautiful. Now we're gonna push our hands, keeping our hands on the mat, we're gonna push back into child's pose. And I want you to try to imagine that your hips and your butt is nice and heavy and it's just gonna sink towards the mat. And if this hurts your knees to be on your knees like this, then you can put a pillow under your knees if that helps. And we're just gonna relax our forehead down and breathe. Big gobs of breath into your lower back. All right, now we're gonna slide through. We're gonna lay flat on our stomachs, taking our time. My hands are gonna be placed right where my chest and my rib cage meets. Nice and close to my body, my elbows are in. Now, on my next inhale, I'm gonna press my hands in the earth, squeeze my back together, squeeze my butt, squeeze my legs. Cobra. Just come up a little bit. 3 big breaths here. Every inhale, try to get a little bit more length in your body. We're gonna exhale, push back into child's pose. Now, if you want more of a lower back relief, let's keep the knees a little bit tighter together. Again, dropping my forehead, dropping my chest, dropping my armpits. Every exhale, millimeter by millimeter, relax a little bit more. Get a little bit deeper. All right, let's go ahead and slide back onto our bellies like a snake, keeping everything nice and aerodynamic. Hands come back to where the chest and ribs meet. On my next inhale, I'm gonna press up into either cobra. Maybe your cobra's a little bit higher, squeezing your butt to protect your lower back. Or you can come up a little bit more, bring your hands a little bit more under you, and you can press up into an up dog. You can keep your knees on your mat, or by putting more pressure on the tops of your feet, you can lift the knees, either way. And allow your shoulders to drop away from your ears. We don't want to be all shrugged up and tense. Nice and relaxed. 2 more breaths. You're doing great. Keep it up. All right. Next exhale. Lower all the way down. Now, you can either just put your forehead flat on your mat, or you can create a little pillow, just like this. I'm putting my forehead on. I'm going to bring my heels up to 90 degrees. And slowly, I'm just going to let them drop side to side. Windshield wipers. We're just breaking up all that tension in the lower back, all that pent up energy. We want to just release it. Good, let's do 10 more. Yeah, this is 5 for me. Nice and smooth. Good, one more time. Beautiful. Okay, so we're either gonna push back into child's pose or our first downward facing dog of the day. So I'm pushing up on my hands. You can start in tabletop. If you're gonna try out this down dog, I'm gonna tuck my toes and I'm gonna push through my hands nice and strong and open up into a nice A-frame ladder. Nice 10-foot ladder right here. All right, so our back of our arms are wrapped down towards the mat. Fingers are spread nice and wide. My hips are high. You can walk your feet out if you want to work on your hamstrings a little bit. And keeping our bellies nice and tucked in. 2 more breaths. Alrighty, so on our next inhale, let's bring our right leg and our right foot through the frame of our hands, and we're gonna drop that left knee down. Untuck the left toes. Now you can use your hands for support to push you up, just here. That's perfectly fine. As long as all we wanna do is find a nice length, a nice stretch in that left hip. So our hands can stay here, or we're coming up with the arms for a full low lunge. Now, I'm lifting vertically with my abs, with my core. Through my rib cage, I'm nice and high, my shoulders are nice and relaxed. Every time I exhale, I drop a little bit deeper. Every time I inhale, I lift a little bit higher through my ribs, through my lungs. 2 more big breaths. Really fill those lungs up. And breathe into your hips. Bottom of your next exhale, go ahead and drop those hands back. Now, again, you can go back to child's pose, or you can go back to downward facing dog. Just walk it out a little bit. Spread those toes. You can't see them because I got these beautiful gray socks on, but spread those toes nice and wide, hips high. If your face is all scrunched up and you're stressing, just relax. It's gonna be all right. We will get through this together. All right. Next time you inhale, bring that left foot through the frame of your hands, drop that right knee, untuck those toes, and either using your hands or coming all the way up. Either way, find where you are today. Don't worry about me or anybody else. With the inhale, I lift. With the exhale, I sink deeper in my hips. Just making love to your hips with that beautiful breath. Just fill up that hip space. Anything that feels tight, just relax it a little bit more. Good. 3 breaths. 3 more breaths. Hey, I see you. Beautiful. All right, so bring the hands back down. We're gonna press back into child's pose. Again, if you want more for your hips, knees go wider. If you want more for the lower back, bring the knees closer together and then just sink. Right. So coming back up, we're gonna go ahead, any way that's the most smooth for you, go ahead and we're gonna lay on our backs. So nice and easy. You're coming from this way, 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice and smooth. Now we're gonna tuck our knees and hug them into our chest nice and tight, like long lost family members we haven't seen in a long time. Show those knees some love, and once you find those long lost relatives, go ahead and massage your lower back on the earth. Beautiful. All right. Slowly lower those feet down, keeping your knees bent at a nice, let's say 45-degree angle. So your heel should just be out of reach from your fingertips. If I put my arms nice and straight by my sides. Now, before we start this next move, we're gonna go into a bridge. I want you guys to engage your cores a little bit. So squeeze right in your midsection, even your lower abs. Kind of press your lower back into your mat so you're nice and flush. Now put some energy in your heels, squeeze your butt, and we're coming up into our bridge. So hips nice and high. Our core is slightly engaged. Our butt is nice and tight so we can protect our lower back. Beautiful. And we're just gonna hang out here for 3 more breaths. Good. All right, let's slowly lower down. Bring those knees back in. And massage. This is a great one if you do have a job where you're gonna be sitting down for long periods of time, or you just know you're gonna be sitting down for long periods of time for whatever reason. This is a great thing to do first thing in the morning and also after your long day. Just to kind of release any tension that you built up throughout the day. All right, one more time. Both feet down. Heels are just out of reach. Once you engage your glutes, engage your core, put some energy in your heels. Now, if you can, as we come up into our bridge, you can stay here, or you can kind of tuck your shoulders underneath your body, bring your hands into a clasped fist, and push your fists away towards your heels. So this is gonna drop our shoulders away from our ears a little bit more. 3 big breaths. In the nose, out through the mouth, or in the nose, out the nose. And slowly lower down. Beautiful. Okay, so keeping our feet and knees bent just as they are. If you are near your strap, go ahead and grab your strap for this one. So this is our figure 4. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna start with my right leg. So this is our glute stretch. This is similar to how we foam rolled earlier. So my right ankle, I'm gonna cross it, I'm gonna place it right on top of my left knee or my left quad. Now this is gonna give me that, it almost looks like a 7. I get it, if it's a 4, it's just like this, but we're not gonna extend that left leg. So just resting your right ankle right on top of that left knee. Now, if you don't need the strap, don't worry about it, because then you can just shoot your right hand through the gap of your legs. Left hand goes on the outside, wraps around the hamstring, and you're just gonna pull yourself in. You're gonna pull your left knee, which is gonna pull your right ankle towards you, and it's just gonna open your right butt cheek. It's gonna open your piriformis muscle, and it's gonna help relax your lower back and your hips. So you're either here with your hands, or grab a strap, feed it through. Preferably, if you're really tight, try to find a nice long strap, and you can just pull like this. Now this is, again, the strap is if you are not able to reach your hands through to grab the back of your leg. Now if you pull yourself pretty tight with this strap and your leg is pretty close, then maybe you can go ahead and start with the strap to pull and then kind of grab it with your hands from there. Either way. If you're just melting into any of these poses that we did today, always feel free to pause and take your time with this video. This is your video. I want you guys to treat this as an oasis for your lower back. So whatever you need in the day or in the moment, go ahead and make use of it. All right, so let's go ahead and relax that side down. My right foot is gonna come down 45-degree angle, left ankle on top of the right knee. Again, you can feed your hands through to grab your right hamstring, or you can feed your strap through. Bam. And I'm just pulling. Now, if you're only, don't worry about where you are today also. So if you're here today, or if you're way up here today, just find where you are. This is about your journey to feeling your best. It's not about other people's. And again, every time you exhale, relax your hips a little bit more. And with that inhale breath, I want you to breathe into your hips. Warm energy into your hips. Let them melt. Alrighty, good. Now, we're gonna roll over. We're gonna stay on our mat. So you're gonna start on your stomach, bam, right here. Now pressing up into tabletop. We're gonna go into our pigeon pose. So a couple ways we can get into it. You wanna have your block by, just in case this is new for you. So again, I'm trying to create that angle again on the mat now. Instead of me pulling it towards myself in the air, so I'll just show you how, if you don't need a block or assistance and you know pigeon, go ahead and bring your left knee towards your left wrist. So I'm here, here, let me show you this way. You can see, I'm trying to get this at a 90-degree angle, but I don't want to force it. So do the best you can, and that other leg, that long leg, we're gonna untuck those toes, and you want that hip to be nice and long. Now, one way is how I just got into it was from down dog. So I just went here, brought it here. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it, you can sit on your side just like this. I'm just right here. I'm kind of getting everything situated. As you can see, I'm getting this angle. I'm just still sitting down, and then I can kind of just roll into it like this. And if you want any assistance, if this is too deep or anything's too deep to hold, use that yoga block and stuff it under your left side. So if I'm starting on my left side, I'm gonna stuff it right under there, and that's a beautiful support, so I don't have to hold myself up with my arms. Also, I don't have to worry about getting too deep and not be able to come out of a split. So it's always a good thing. Now, if you're good here, go ahead and drop your elbows. Five humongous breaths. Fill up those lungs. Relax your face. Alright, so let's go ahead and transition into our other side. So again, options. We're in down dog. I bring my right knee to my right wrist. Left leg is long. I untuck my left toes. And I do what I can from here. Other way. I'm here. I'm just sitting down, and then maybe I'm here. Try to get that angle. And then just kind of shift over. I just kind of move over. Then yoga block. I'm gonna stuff it under my right side, right under my right butt cheek, right where my hamstring meets my butt. And I'm just chilling right there. You can either keep up on your hands or you can come down to your elbows. And if that's still not enough, you can come all the way down. So keep, with that long leg, keep shifting it back so I can lengthen that left hip. On the right side, I want to continuously relax and let gravity take me lower. Let's do 3 more huge breaths. Fill up those hips with love. So coming to our last position. So if you want to use your yoga block, you can sit up on your yoga block, just like this. Or if you don't worry about the yoga block. So if you can, we're gonna crisscross, just like this, or as close as you can, even if it's like this, or like this, or even honestly, even if it was here, that's fine. So if you can though, try to crisscross. Don't worry about how low your knees are getting. And from here, we're gonna walk it forward. So with my fingers, I'm just crawling forward. Now having my legs in this position and keeping my hips either completely on my block or on the mat, I'm able to stretch the back of my hips and my lower back at the same time. So every time you inhale, find some length in your spine. Every time you exhale, release a little bit deeper. All right, let's go ahead and walk our fingers over to our left side. Let's pay our neighbor a visit. So I'm gonna try to bring my chest right over my left knee. So my heart right in alignment with my left knee. If I can, get as close as you can. So this, you're gonna feel a stretch on those lower back straps. Now the key here is to try to keep your butt cheeks completely planted on the mat. So only go as far as you can with your hips on the ground. And then we're just gonna sink. You can bring crawl those fingers away. All right, let's go ahead and walk to the other side. So heart goes over to the right knee. I lengthen and I relax and lower down slow. Now if you want a little extra, you can bring that. So for me, this would be my left hand. I try to meet it over on top of my right, and you'll notice a nice opening on your side body right here. All right. Now we're gonna crisscross our legs the other way, just to balance things out. If your legs weren't crisscrossed, don't worry, we're just gonna roll with it again, exactly how we just did it. So we're gonna crawl our fingers forward. Maybe you notice a little bit that you're a little bit looser. Spend some time, contemplate life. Let's go ahead and walk those fingers over towards our left side. Heart goes right over the left knee, as close as you can, and then walk it out. Again, you have the option of bringing that innermost hand over the outside hand. Right? more side to do. Let's walk over to our right knee. Lengthen with the inhale, lower with your exhale. All right. Slowly come up one vertebrae at a time. So hopefully that helped you out and you feel a little bit more relief in your lower back and your hips and you feel kind of normal again. So again, use this video as much as you want to. This is your oasis for your lower back. Share this video with as many people as you think would benefit from it, especially if you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, you can subscribe on YouTube. And again, enjoy your life. Enjoy beautiful 2021 coming in hot. And take care of yourselves. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.